As we are here today under the guidance of the Royal British Legion, then it is their standard we use to dress the trumpet. As on the battlefield, the regimental colours will be paraded before the troops. So today the standards will be presented on the altar and visible to all during the service. As in the battlefield, the drunken service, the regimental colours will be blessed. So too will the standards, and we shall each have a moment in time for remembrance and reflection, remembering the sacrifices made in the war and all that means. Thank you. We shall remember them.
Weep because those years in the trenches been so terrifying. Weep for the friends he'd lost. Weep with relief. The nightmares went on for years. He had 3 children, Norman, Betty and Ruth. They knew about those broken nights. Everything was fine during the day, but if a dog barked or a motorbike backfired during the night, the noise would set off one of those vivid nightmares. Nothing was said outside the family. People might have thought Alfred hadn't been brave, might have thought he couldn't take it. And the truth is, he couldn't. Those 4 years in France were a nightmare.
We lay a poppy in remembrance of service folk who left, never to return. Falling in battle, buried at sea, or some corner of a foreign field. Who gave what they had, and still do. For those conflicts of our past and present, may the poppies grow, not just for their sake, but for ours too.
We lay a poppy in remembrance of those left now only with memories, of a telegram, a letter, of an image, of a photograph, a story, who gave what they had and still do. For the conflict that is not over, as the poppies grow, may healing also, not just for their sake, but for ours too.
We lay a poppy in remembrance of the cost the conflict brings to those without homes, whose men and women folk are taken, where children become fighters, and family and security are shattered. Broken so often there is little else to break. For those who were taken before they could give, and still do, for such are the ways of this world, as the poppies grow, may hope also, not just for their sake, but for ours too.
As the poppies grow, may love also that they never die, not just for our sake, but for the sake of generations to come.
Outside waiting to take you.
Right, left, right. Around. Thunder bearers, on march on parade. Thunder bearers, quick, march!
Let the wreaths be laid. The going down of the sun, and in the morning we will remember them.
Ha 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 ha!